everybody. Doing a drink review here today and a little bit of a gum chewing ramble. I'll just be ramble about what I've been watching and what I've been playing. But the drink I'm going to be reviewing is another Bodyarmor. This time it's orange mango. Does this tell you to shake? No. Alright, let's see how this one is. Not bad. It seems like a pretty good blend there. It seemingly seems to have orange in it. I guess mango and like pear. Yeah, there we go. Natural orange mango flavors. I mean, they show a pear on the. It looks like a pear on the thing. I could be wrong. It's not. I don't think. It's not bad though. This drink is very, same thing with the other one too, I believe. No, I think I've done 3 of these. I didn't like that purple Mambo or whatever, the Kobe inspired one did not taste that great. I forget the one I did before that. But this one's pretty good. It's not a strong flavor, but it's pretty refreshing though. It's crisp, you know. Once again, this is like to me, like a summery drink. I'll give that a score in a few. I'll start up this gum chewing action. The gum taste, I think it's watermelon. Actually complements this pretty well. Yeah, just rambling. Watch the second episode of The Last of Us. Really good again. This one introduced clickers. I didn't realize it, but I guess they changed it where it's not, there's no spores in this one. They did it with like the hive mind thing where like the fungus grows on the ground too, and like all the infected are kind of like connected. And there's a part at the end where Joel shoots an infected person, and the vibration, I guess, sets off all, because there's like a huge mound of these things just chilling out, and they all wake up and run in. I do like it. You know, everything's well done. I will say, it was funny too, I was watching my fiance, and I ended up playing, I'm playing it now, blend in a little what I've been playing here. But I'm playing the remastered one, not the remake, because I don't have PS5, but I'm playing the remastered they put out on PS4. Because I played the second one, and I'm like, I really want to play the first one. I waited a little bit, but I'm like, you know what, I'm going to jump into this. And then the show, I saw the first step of the show. I'm like, yeah, let's just throw it in. Because I played the first one back when it came out. I bought it from a friend, whenever that was, 13, right? I forget. But I've forgotten a lot about them, especially when I started playing it. Like, I couldn't even remember, like, that part in Boston, like, where you go, and you gotta go do some stealth early on. You gotta, like, find this guy, the guy, Robert. A lot of stuff I've not remembered. I'm getting towards the end of it. I'm at the hospital in Salt Lake City. The hospital's in Salt Lake City. I feel like I was saying it was in Seattle. I messed that up. But it's funny because they're taking dialogue straight from the game, right? There are going to be some spoilers here if you have not played the first game. So, the first spoiler is the way. This is a spoiler here, everybody. The way. Unless you've already seen episode 2, but if you haven't. The way Tess dies in the game, they're in the same place. They're going to meet the Fireflies. But now the Fireflies in there got infected. In the game, they've all been shot because the military shows up. And Tess has gotten bitten a little earlier back. She kind of concealed it. So she's like, I'm just going to stay here and take out who I can, get out of here. And those guys come, the Fedra, whoever it was, come and end up killing her. In this, the Fireflies that are dead are infected, and that's when Joel kills one of them, and the rest of them wake up from outside and come running, and they kill her. Or she kills herself. She blows herself up. I'm sorry, she blows herself up. They don't kill her. They're going. No, they're not. The one, like, kisses her. I guess that knows she's been bitten. It, like, goes up to her to, like, speed up the infection. I don't know. So that was different. And it's funny, I noticed some, they use the dialogue where Ellie starts, they're in that hotel, and Ellie starts messing with the thing, and she's like, oh, I need room service, or whatever she says. I'm like, that happens in the game, but it happens after Tess is already dead. I think that happens in Pittsburgh. Whatever, that's not even, I don't even consider that a change, but I'm just like, oh yeah, like, oh, that, you know, it's funny hearing, like, the same dialogue. I'm still enjoying it. Episode 3 looks really good. I think the bloater comes into play in this one. Bill pops up, and Frank, you actually get to see Frank outside of, you just see his dead body in the game. So that should be cool. I'm liking the show. It's really faithful, pretty damn faithful to the game. Like, in terms of, like, faithfulness, it's probably like 90% compared to, like, I'm not talking about how characters look, okay, like, Joel and Ellie, I don't mind the casting. I thought Tess was good. Bill looks really good. You got Nick Offerman as Bill. I don't mind. They have the attitudes down pretty well. Joel's actually a little more, I'm trying to think, he's like a little more cranky earlier on in the show. He gets crankier in the game, and eventually comes around, but everybody's pretty spot on, though. The looks to me don't matter enough. They never have. Like I said, I've said this in the past. As long as you can embody the character, the personality, I think they're all doing a pretty good job, honestly. Of course, 2 episodes in, things could change, but either way, I'm really enjoying it. What else? Oh yeah, I've been playing it's funny. If you guys want, if you comment on this, I might put this on Instagram as well. If you want me to, I'm kind of want to do a comparison of the first 2 games. Now, I don't have the remake, and I know that changed a few things, but I want to compare kind of this one and 2, Last of Us 2, Part 2. Because there's stuff there, overall, because it's been so long I played it. I'll do a little bit of that now. The side characters in the first game are a lot better than the side people in the second game. I don't know if they're better written or they're just less annoying. I don't know. Like, I liked Abby well enough. Ellie, yes. You in the second one I'm talking, and you have Tommy in there a bit and stuff. But some of the other characters, like Abby's friends, are a little, not all of them, but not that they're bad. I just feel like they were much more well done. Like Henry and Sam in the first one, Bill, Tess, obviously, in the beginning. David's in there, but he's a bad guy. I think they did a better job with the side characters in the first game. I want to say the pacing might be a little better. It moves faster the first game, because I think I said this in my review for the second game. I felt like it was a little too long. The first one's definitely shorter than the first. Not that I didn't enjoy the second one in terms of its length, but I felt like it was almost dragging a little bit towards the end. I feel like the Abby section might have been a little shorter. The first one refines the combat and stuff like that, and adds little tweaks to, like, the fixing stuff and stuff like that, upgrading stuff, which I liked. I'm not going to comment on the graphics, because it was 2 different systems. The remaster barely looks, it's like a slightly up-resed one on the PS3. Still looks great, but gameplay's still there. I mean, it's pretty much the same. If you guys want to see like a kind of comparison video of the two of them, and like I said, I didn't mind Joel. Spoilers. I didn't mind Joel in the second one getting killed. The only thing I thought should have happened, it should have happened later in the game and been drawn out more. It should not have happened so early. I don't know how they're gonna do that with the show. If they've already filmed the first season, so I don't know if the first season ends the way the first game ends, or they're gonna try to drag it out, or they're gonna drag out the second game. Maybe Joel bites it like halfway through the second season. I don't know. Because the second game's big. You technically could probably have 2 seasons out of the second game. But yeah. I like the first one with Ellie, and how Ellie and Joel kind of grow on each other, and their bond over the course of the game is well done. You don't have that in the second game with any characters, really. Like, I guess maybe Abby and, for his name, was it Kai or something? I forget the 2 names, the brother and sister you meet. That's alright, but that didn't have a lot of time to kind of build the way Joel and Ellie did, but I enjoy both games quite a bit, so. I think the second one does exploring buildings and stuff better than the first one did. What else? Playing some Shadow of the Colossus, that remake. I think I played it back in the day, but on PS2, man, that game was a marvel on the PS2. Now I'm like looking back, it was almost a kind of a groundbreaking game in the business. This one looks nice. It looks real nice, and that art style holds up anyway. But now they just did a full-on remake, so it looks really nice. But even the PS2 one still looks nice because it has a nice art style. But it's a game. The same people made Last Guardian. Ico made it, and it's. I had known the story because I think I looked it up after. I think I defeated 5 Colossus back then, and then ended up selling my PS2 and some games. Because I had a PS, I think I played it like late 05. It came out in 05, but I think I played it late 05 or even early 06, like a month or 2, 3 before I got the Xbox 360. So I was like, I'm done with the PS2. I'm going to sell this stuff in these games, build up money for the PS2. I mean, the 360. So I was done with it, and I think now on this one, I stopped playing it to put in Last of Us, because there was one of the Colossus was annoying me, and I didn't feel like dealing with it at the time, but I think I beat 8 of them. Like, it's a cool game world. The story is you're this dude, the Wanderer, and you bring your, I guess, girlfriend, whoever's like dead, her soul's gone, and you bring her to this thing, and you're hoping these people, this like spirit god type thing above you, can bring her back. And the thing's like, you gotta kill these Colossus. You almost know it when you're playing the game that you're doing the wrong thing by killing these Colossus. And I remember looking it up back then, but that's what it was. Like, the entity talking to you is the bad guy, and he's like, kill all these things, so he gains power through you, and he like starts to possess you with each one that you kill. And I know the end game. You end up dying, I'm pretty sure, like you're reaching out to your dead girlfriend or whatever, and you like you can. I think you keep going, like, but he eventually gets just pulled in and dies or whatever. I think the military comes before everything happens or something. Actually a really good story in that game. Like, you kind of know when you're doing it, you kind of know the way, like the black mist type stuff comes into you and all this stuff, and you're like, this doesn't seem right. These Colossus don't really seem to be bothering anyone until you show up, you know. And the entity's like real, like you gotta get this one next, you know, like really pushing you along. You don't question it, which is weird. Really cool game though. What else am I watching? That 90s show, I've watched 6 episodes. I'm enjoying that. It's a bit corny, but I don't know, it's cool. I mean, I was a teenager in the 90s, so I can't necessarily say it's like my experience was in the 90s, but it was funny. I noticed something, and I texted my friend, like briefly, in like a store, and I had the Doritos, and I had the all blue bag and the all red bag. I'm like, were those bags around in 1995? I feel like they weren't. I'm pretty sure those bags, it was still the old Doritos bag in 95. But yeah, some of the people from that 70s show pop up. Eric and Donna, Fez, obviously Kitty and Red are in the show the whole time, because Eric and Donna's daughter stays with them over summer, and she hangs out with the other kids in town. Kelso's kids in there, and the other people are not. The other kids are not kids of people from the other show, from that 70s show. They just live around where Kitty and Red live, I guess. But they're hanging out in the basement and stuff, and the usual stuff. It's pretty decent. There's some legit funny stuff in there, and then there's some just corny stuff. It leans into the 90s a little more so than that. That 70s show, a lot of people liked it. I was only born in 79, so I don't know the 70s, but like I remember stuff from the 70s through like TV and movies and stuff, and just people telling you, parents and, you know, relatives. But either way, you knew stuff that came out in the 70s, and that 70s show didn't like really throw it in your face that this is the 70s. You know, did you ever see that show, The Goldbergs? I've seen some episodes and it's kind of funny, but that show is just throwing the 80s at you constantly. I was a kid in the 80s, and we weren't like, you know, it wasn't like just like, hey, 80s, this is the 80s, everybody, it's the, you know. And that 90s show kind of throws the 90s at you a little bit, but not that much. Like the Goldbergs, it was like relentless. 80s, it's the 80s. Remember, everybody, we're in the 80s right now, you know. I kind of like when they're just acting like they are. That's why that 70s show is so cool. They're in the 70s, but they're just acting like people, and sometimes big things happen, like Star Wars or something, and they talk about it. The Goldbergs, it was like a new chip comes out, and they're like talking about it, like, you know, it's like, it didn't seem natural in that show. That 70s show seemed natural, and this one less so, but not, it's not like throwing it in your face. I was also watching, I forget, I guess it's an artist or something in Japan, and it's like, they turned it into an anime. It's like these half-hour things. They're like ghost stories, creature type things, weird, crazy things. Show, I've watched some of those, pretty good. I forget the guy's name, like what it is. It's like Bizarre Japan, and there's a guy's name up top, I forget, and that's, I guess, an artist or something. I watch one where, like, this ice cream man comes and the kids all go on the ice cream truck for the day and hang out, and the one dad sees them all in the ice cream truck licking giant mounds of ice cream, and then all the kids turn into ice cream at the end. Very strange. Which, that kind of stuff's right up my alley. There's another one with a tunnel. That was good. And there was one with this weird family in the first episode. That one was a full half hour for one. The other ones were 2 episodes, or 2 stories, and then. What else have we watched? Silent Night. No, Deadly Night. What's it called? Violent Night. Oh my God, Silent Night, Deadly Night's its own thing. We watched that show, Violent Night, the movie. That one was pretty cool. It was pretty fun, over the top. That dude from Stranger Things is Santa, and he's been Santa for like hundreds of years. And these guys come, like, it's at a rich family's house, and these people come to steal their money and stuff, and Santa happens to be there, and at the time, he's delivering presents at the time they come, and then his reindeer jet off the roof because they hear gunshots, and then he's got to figure out how to fight them and stuff. A little over the top, but it was a kind of fun movie. watched some other stuff too. What else? I watched this movie on Tubi. I was watching it while I was in bed, like listening to just music, so I had the captions on, but it was called Lexi, and it's like a documentary, like a pseudo-documentary, fake documentary or whatever, about this Instagram YouTube personality, I think Laughing Lexi, and she like disappeared, and she bought a new house, and this weird stuff starts happening, and you're seeing all the camera footage from her videos, and she puts cameras in the house, so there's more footage. And they're talking to other people who've like written books on her, and they're like, was it supernatural? Was it a stalker? Because her stuff starts getting hacked, weird stuff starts happening, doors opening and stuff. And they're talking to other influencers, so like she made it all up for attention and all this stuff. It's actually really good. I didn't know how the acting was because I wasn't listening, but it was actually kind of cool. I kind of like that stuff. I would go I'd probably go a 7.5 on this one. It's decent, but I'm not feeling it as much as I get towards the end of it. It's better than that Mamba one, but I was gonna say, I can't even remember the first one, but the first one was better than this one. You know what? Maybe even a 7. I'll go 7 on this. I think I'm not harsh enough on my drink scores. It's realistically, it's probably like a 6. Alright, I'm going to change it again. I'm going to say 6.5. It's not bad. Once again, though, I wouldn't drink this again. But yeah. This is just a Bodyarmor orange mango drink review and then a ramble there about some of the stuff I've watched and been playing. And thanks for checking this out.